take care of you. Take care of you. I wrote you on and on. You never gave me an answer. Am I the only one? I didn't know it was over. Take care of you. Take care of you.
Hello everybody! Welcome to our live stream today. We have a wonderful segment for you because we're going to be talking about our favorite thing to do in the community, making work fun. And today what we're going to be doing is passing on all of our experience in making gamification work for not just yourself, but for our team at whole, so that we can have all the benefits of gamification like increased motivation, increased productivity, but most importantly, the increased camaraderie between the team, because I think that is what makes a team win at what they do. It makes them succeed and it makes them get the things they want to do done. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and let's talk about everything we're going to be sharing with you today. So here we have a page that I usually like to use. If you're brand new to our stream, welcome. But usually if you're part of our stream, you already know that I like to really define, the why, what, and hows behind every build that we do, just so that we're extremely clear on exactly why we want to do this, what we want to accomplish, and how we're going to get there. It serves to give us a very good way to present everything in a very concise manner, but also to give you, the viewer, an idea of what exactly you'll learn today, on top of obviously all the tips and tricks of using the tool that we are currently exploring, but also to figure out, hey, is this the right solution for me? And of course, as we go through this, feel free to ask any questions that you'd like. This is a very open space for us to just really find out exactly what's going to be the best way to do the things that we want to accomplish. And there's really more than one way, depending on what you need for your organization and your team. You might want something a little bit different. So that's perfect. Just feel free to ask and we'll be happy to explore that together. So let's get straight into it. Why would we want to create this gamified workspace for our team? Well, we really want our team to feel integrated with our mission and experience working as a party. I want to explain that for a second. And for anybody who's played video games before, and you have played any kind of multiplayer experience like an MMORPG, you would understand that playing as a party is actually one of the most fulfilling experiences you can have while playing online. Because you feel like, for many people, when you play at a young age for the first time, there is a very noble goal out there, a noble vision, and you are all working towards that. You're all working towards killing that raid boss, fulfilling that quest, which, needs you to pick up, 10 of whatever item that's on the ground. But the idea is that you're working together with other people to achieve a common objective. And that is insanely strong as a motivator for you to feel like you're not alone, right? To feel like other people are there with you on that journey and you can actually traverse that with them at the same time. That's really what's been so exciting for me when I was building my businesses, right? And still am, that knowing that the team members that I'm working together with are the ones that are going to be in it with me to achieve what we want to achieve together. And that's wonderful. So, how can we exaggerate that experience and make that even more apparent when I'm inside my workspace? That's what we're going to explore today. And also, it's in my experience that really good teams have great organizational pages to find resources. Again, there's something about being able to work together also comes hand in hand with the idea that I can find anything I need to find within a moment's notice, right? So I think that's also really, really cool. And we're going to explore that as well. So what are we going to be doing today? Well, our focus today will be on, because there's just so many different things we could focus on in a company workspace, we're only going to focus on three key things. We're going to focus on creating and displaying shared goals and milestones. How do we make it very clear to everybody in your team that, hey, these are the things that we want to accomplish, especially on a quarterly basis or a monthly basis or even a weekly basis. We're going to gamify our work done, showcasing the team members that have contributed to whatever task that we have been assigned or that are necessary to get us to the finish line. And then we're also going to figure out how we can easily add new team members as we continuously add people into our organization, right? How do we make this scalable and add people in really easily? And how are we going to do this? Well, we are going to leverage a basic system that we have inside the Coisery toolbox, which is the L control system. When I say basic, I mean base as in we're not, it's not utilized by anyone, it's not personalized yet. I'm showing you, if you went to the toolbox right now and got that base template, how could you build on top of it? But really, it has all the components and functionalities you probably need to handle everything you might want in a team, for anywhere from handling, your CRM, handling, which is what we call my network, handling your goals, your OKRs, which is what we call our success plan, handling the different buckets of where everything will go, what we call our areas of competence, and so on and so forth. Again, we'll dive into that as we start exploring how to piece out the system and create what you want, but really the L control system would have everything you need. We're going to create a dashboard called the home base. We're also going to create a full integration of the leaderboard into that dashboard so you can see how that works. And then we're also going to explore how to add new team members. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. If you have any questions, again, feel free to ask. We're happy to explore that together, and let's go. So first, I'm going to jump into the base system of our L control. I really call it Systems for a Better Life because that's what it's supposed to be doing. It's supposed to give you a better life. And we're just going to skip ahead in navigation. We're going to go straight into dashboards because what I want to show you is what a existing dashboard currently looks like and how we're potentially going to change that. So what we're going to do, and like you see, there's actually quite a few nesting, right? So we want to make that a bit cleaner for everyone as well later on. But right now we have this page called alignments, which kind of shows like, a very big picture view of everything that's going on inside the system. Well, these are your areas of competence, the areas of your life that you want to improve. This is a success plan, the things that we want to accomplish. These are our daily quests, so you can see our daily habits being done and perhaps some knowledge. So you can see that this is very, very geared for an individual, right? Whereas it's not necessarily geared for a corporation or a team even, right? It's very individualized. So what we want to do first is we want to create our own dashboard that leverages off these basic components, and we want to make sure that we have a very robust place to get started. So what we're going to do is within daily drivers, I'm going to create a new page just for myself to note, and this will be, let's call it for teams right now. We're going to have a group huddle, maybe a group, yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to call this one our mission, what did we call it earlier? Our home base, right? Let's call it our home base. I like home base. Home base. And a home base, maybe we can have like a little home here. No, not home, maybe an office. Home base is an office. How do we make it more gamified? Maybe a home base is like a, let's make it, a hut maybe. A little more gamified. Okay, cool. So basically what we want to do in this home base is first list out exactly what we want to showcase here. Well, what are the different, places of organization we might want to see? Well, for now, let's just do point form notes because I think it's just very quick to go through that. So home base would probably show me my brand guide, right? So anything to do with our brand, explaining our brand, the brand story, all those things should be probably here. We probably also want to have something like the our success plan, right, which would basically show our high-level goals for the quarter, the key results that we're aiming for, and etc. etc. Probably want to show the leaderboard as well. So any leaderboard that shows all the team members and which teams they're part of, and who they're working with, and all those kind of things. I think that'll be really nice. What else will we want? We might also want resources, so brand resources, but I think the brand guide, like this, will include a brand story, brand resources, style guide, and etc. I think that will already be there. Success plan will break down, I think, finally into projects as well, and then the individual task level will be elsewhere. A leaderboard, I think, is good, but would we want to separate by teams? I don't know, but we'll definitely do a leaderboard here. And let's see, is that good enough as a start? Yeah, shared goals, milestones, and then later on we can even show, okay, I got it, we can even show like different resource documents like masters, trackers, so that will be useful. Okay, cool. So that's where we're starting. Again, a lot of these words may not seem very usable for you right now, but as we start building it up, you're going to see exactly how everything comes together, and it's going to be magical. I guarantee you that. So the first thing about brand guide, and this one is, I'm going to cheat a little bit because we already have our brand resources. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead to our brand, we're going to go ahead to our brand materials. And I just want to show you an example of that. So for example, if we go ahead and put our brand materials at the top, we already have this created. So you can see that, if you can easily go to our brand story, brand visuals, brand directory, each of which will bring you to, for example, the story of why we're here. Just as an example, again, you can check out that live stream. Maybe I'll link it if you want to find out how to create this page. But basically your brand visuals as well will easily be showcased, and your brand directory, which shows all the websites that are under your brand, right? So that's pretty cool. But that's the brand story, and we already have that finished. Boom, done. Again, when I'm going through something, I like to check things off. So brand visuals actually. So these are done, moving on, and then we can move this to the bottom. Okay, so success plan. What is this and why is this important? Well, the idea behind success plan is very simple actually. What we'd like to do in the community is we like to think about success as a plan, right? It's a gradual step-by-step progression towards what we really want at the end of our day, which is the goals we want to achieve. And the most important way, I guess, to get there is making sure that everything is very clearly defined as you go down each stream, right? So the one thing I like to think about it, and especially now that we have in a business context, the founder is really in the organization is there to decide why we're doing something and what we want to achieve. So a good example of this would be the founder saying that, hey, we want to be the best in the industry, and that's a very visionary goal. We want to go to the moon. We want to go to Mars, right? These are like very, very, very visionary goals, and they rally people around them, right? Because they explain why the organization does anything at all. But then they also are in charge of determining a little bit behind what the key result is going to be, which is, what is it actually going to mean, right? What does being the best in the industry mean? Well, maybe it means getting a certain number of employees, maybe it means getting a certain number of revenue, maybe it means helping a number of people with their goals and their vision and their passions, right? Then the management comes in and tries to convert all those different key results into projects, right? Well, we want to achieve this, then we need to have this project to dictate how we're going to get there. And then with the project manager comes in and takes that project and then distributes it in certain tasks to be done. So basically what I'm saying here is that part of a good success plan is really being able to break down each part of success into why, what, and how, so that it's very, very clear exactly how you're going to get to where you want to go. And I think this is very important to say because this essentially gives you the backbone of everything that we do inside Quick3, right? Everything that we do to get to the success that we want. And this is a very tried and true methodology, by the way. This is derived from OKRs, which is something practiced by Google, IBM, and many, many other big companies out there. So definitely something to learn from. So I'm just going to copy one of my views. Again, the beauty of using L control or a system inside our templates is that we create really, really easy to access views for you to go ahead and take anything you need. So for example, I have views to manage my goals. I have views to manage my key results, views to manage just everything that I would possibly need. So I think that's really, really cool, and definitely something for you to check out if you would like to use that. But in the sake of time, because what we want to do right now is showcase you exactly how we're going to go ahead and share very specific pieces of information. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take the this view and then show you exactly how that looks like. Okay. So I'm going to copy this view, and then we're going to show like how it looks like, and we're going to start modifying it. Again, a lot of today is going to be showing you how to modify everything so that it fits everything that you need. So right now, when I'm inside this page, right, actually, I want to keep this in the top because I want to explain what parts of the success plan we might actually want to show here. So success plan, right? Yes, we could show everything, every single goal out there, every single key result, every single project, but is that efficient? Is that what we want to do? And how much space do we want to take up as well? Like, is this intended for a like a high level view? Is this intended for a, like what kind of decisions are we expecting to make based on this information that we're seeing here, right? So I think that's very, very important for you to consider, because if you don't know exactly what you're going to be, showcasing, you don't really know exactly how you're going to go ahead and, change up the view to make it so that it fits what you need to see. Okay, so let's talk about this, right? Well, we want to see the goals, we want to see the results, but I would say that we only want to see the goals that are upcoming or the goals that are in progress. And we might only want to see the key results are also in progress as well. So both of them are the ones that we're currently working on. And then we might want to separate them, not by, would we want to separate them by areas of confidence? Possibly, right? Because we want to see exactly which areas that we're working on right now. So I think that does sound like a good idea. So let's see how that looks like, right? So we have this view already. What we're going to do is actually we're going to duplicate this and make this a brand new view because we don't need this. So we're going to get this out of the sync block so that we can create our own view here. And then we're going to just delete this view because we don't need this right now, or this whole block. Okay, so now we have a nice extended view of this. We might also even consider making this full width so that we can see everything that we might want to see. And then we're going to have this here. These are all our goals. I think the thing we're going to do, instead of separating them by backlog, ready to start, and etc., we're actually going to subgroup them by our typing, which means that we can see the ones that are goals, key results, projects, and tasks. We're not going to show no type. And then what we might want to do is we want to show the ones that we're currently working on. So let's go ahead and show that. So what we're going to do is we're going to filter, not just type is goal, but just status is in progress. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're not going to show the downstream items because I think there's too much information there. But now we can see that these are all the ones that are currently in progress for this home base. And by the way, I'm going to add maybe a cover here. Let's add a maybe rocket. Something like that. Or maybe a toy rocket. That sounds fun. Okay. So we have all these goals that we're trying to push for. We have all these key results, all these projects. We definitely don't need to show tasks. So let's not show tasks either, because tasks will be too granular right now. So let's not show tasks. We're going to show subgroup, and we're going to hide our task as well. Now we have everything. So instead of this, we're going to call this the big picture view. Big picture view, so that basically at any point in time we can see within the organization what goals are currently in progress, which ones are what key results are looking to be worked on, and so on and so forth. We have days to go as a sort, perfect, and we have projects. So goals, key results, projects, and then organized by our areas of competence. So speaking of areas of competence, let's go ahead and grab that as well, because I think the areas is going to be a great way for us to get around. And again, just to explain the areas of competence, in the same way that I explained the success plan, the areas of competence is basically the level above that, right? So you have your big goals, why you want to do something, but ultimately your big goals are servicing an area of life or an area of your organization that you're trying to improve in, an area of competency, right? So that's why we call it areas of competence. And what we have here is our areas here. So this one, I'm definitely just going to take this one as is because we already have this view. And later on, we're actually going to show you how everything works together. So don't sweat if you are currently trying to say like, oh, how does everything connect? What's going to be the end result? Well, you're going to see really soon. So definitely stay tuned. For this one, I may consider making this a medium size. Okay, no, I think small is fine. I would prefer it to be on one line, but I think that's fine. You can just add or remove things as you need. But here what we have is we have our, I'm going to also delete these other views just because I don't think you need it right now. Later on, you can add those views back if you want it. But right now, what's really important for me is being able to see my areas and my success plan. So one thing I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to split them up side by side because I want to see them on the same plane. So we have our areas of competence here. We're going to drag that to here. And we have a success plan. We're going to drag that to here. And now we have a side-by-side view, which helps me because I'm able to then see all my different areas of competence on the left, which helps me navigate to different things. Again, the value of areas of competence in our system is that if I want to see all the goals I have for knowledge, I can see it right here, all the sub areas, the things that are, masters and trackers for each of the single ones. I can find them here as well, skills and talents, whatever. So it makes it really easy for me to see everything in one go. So I actually really like this view. And then what I want to do now is figure out what's next. Okay, so we have our home base now. Let's talk about our leaderboard now, because our leaderboard, oops, let's just keep everything checkmarked as well, just to follow convention. So we're going to be here. We're going to do a checkmark, and then a checkmark. And then we have our goals, key results, project, success plan. And now we're going to do our leaderboard, which I think is going to be the really fun part. So leaderboard, we have a few ways of showing that. Again, going into the system, we have our Gamify Your Life. Let's go to our fantasy world. This was a dashboard that is fitting for our leaderboard, right? And what we want to do is we want to grab the all players view. But let's go ahead and bring it to here first. Okay, so what we have here now is our leaderboard view. We can show all our players here. We can show like all the different people that are currently inside our organization and helping us get to where we want to go. Now, the important thing here, I think, though, is to make sure that we have a really easy way to see exactly which is what. What I mean by that is, okay, wait, let's move this down and let's clean this up for a second. Areas of competence, which we are done. Masters and trackers as well. I think that's fine as that solution. Okay, but leaderboard, we are continuously going to have more people in our leaderboard, and that's fine. But what we really want to do is to see how we're all contributing towards the wider vision and missions, right? So I think on top of leaderboards, we also want to see like recently completed tasks. I think that's going to be something very important. So what we're going to have to do is leaderboard, but we have to review recently completed, right? So what we can do here is, again, we can follow the same like up and down, so, or left and right rather. So what we do here is we do a div, and then what we can do is do a side by side, and then what we can do is drag this into here, drag this to the side. And then what we can do is we can grab, again, another view that we have, which shows us all of the completed goals, completed tasks recently, which I believe is inside my, might be intentional alignment. So again, you can see we have a lot of these views done already, which makes this so easy. Really, I can't even overestimate how easy it is, right? Because of all this work that we've already done by building the system. So we have this now, we can paste this, recent wins. I think this is fine. We can show recent wins like this, and then we can also tie in which individual actually did the win itself. So for example, if I had a task let's have a makeup project. Example project is a made up project. I am now going to go in and then make this a project and then add a downstream item. So meaning that I'm going to create a new example task. And just as an example, I'm going to finish it up already immediately. So let's go ahead and say new awesome task was finished. Okay, so perfect. So I even get an opportunity to change something. So before I do this, I need to show you. So we have all these templates at the bottom, right? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to say new awesome task, and we're going to call this one collaborator. Because what we want to do here is we want to add a collaborator. So let's add a collaborator, a person. I'm just going to add myself as an example. And we're going to hide this. And now me as a collaborator is always going to be there, which means that every time I click on new awesome task with collaborator, I can actually have this autofill and I can change the person that is currently working on this task. So as an example, if I'm able to hand it in, so let's say I hand it in and I complete this task. So I complete this task, I hand it in, and then this one, let's just say, is part of, knowledge. Doesn't really matter. But what happens is once I hand it in, this shows up. Now what I can do is I can show collaborators, right? And I can show that collaborators, this is the person that finished it. So I can attach that. I can see that this is the person that finished it. And on top of that, I can make sure that I earn experience point as well. Right now it's earning actually to your avatar. So you can see I just earned 25 EXP, but later on, I'm going to show you how to connect new players to every single one of your success plan wins as well. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a really interesting part of, today's lesson. So recently completed leaderboard, that's done. And what we want to do now also is one more thing in the leaderboard is I want to show you how the make work fun friends list will work. So you might like this, right? But I also want to encourage you to see one more way of handing it in. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to log into the Make Work Fun app, which is an app that we developed within the community to help you gamify any win, no matter what dashboard or database that you have, no matter which system that you use, whether it be leveraging some other template or even the template that you use yourself. I just want to show you exactly how this might work. And oops, I can do like this. So we can do test@connorlin.com and then password is there. And then what I want to show you is a example of a logged in state, right? Right now we have no wins for this person because we didn't hand in anything yet. This is just an example account. And what we want to do is I want to show you two things. The first is I want to grab the embed. So let's copy the embed link. So I'm going to go ahead and grab an embed here. I'm just going to grab the player card because I want to show friends. And right now we have Nihit and Jackie here. So let's have those people be our friends as well. And then we're just going to copy this link. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our home base and I'm going to show you how it looks if I just paste that in as one of our friends links. So we can create an embed here. And now immediately we would have, and since everything is light mode, you see it perfectly fits. And I can see all our different people inside, again, as an example, inside this workspace, currently leveling up and showing everything. And what's the cool part is, I believe if I hand in something, it would automatically put in a little pop-up. So I'm going to show you two views. First one is going to be this view, but the second one is something I'm actually going to be putting inside the individual dashboards as well when you start getting things done, which is another dashboard we're going to be creating today. But basically what we're going to be showing is I'm going to copy this view as well, which is the individual view. And I'm just going to paste it in the base here just to show you a bit about how it works, and then we're going to make it pretty by putting it in other places in a second. So let's just show you how this works. I'm going to open this up. It has this view now, and then I'm going to drag it open. Perfect. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to hand in a win. So the first thing is I want to make sure that any wins handed in here will actually go towards my system. So let's go ahead and open up my success plan and make sure that everything is tied. I'm going to share this with our integration, and let me just remove this for a second. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Restore. Okay, what I want to do is the Quick3 Workspace API. Yeah, that's good. It should be able to edit this. This is the name of this database. I'm just going to go in and double check to make sure everything is there. Again, this is an example account, so I don't really mind any of these API keys being shared. Actually, let me think about it. Do I mind? Yeah, not really. Let me just make sure I go into here and then share this. I believe there's one more. There's a family connection test. Oh no, okay, give me a second. I want to actually take this out and do it on another screen because I may be exposing some private data of my own. So give me one quick second, and I'm just going to make sure that I have everything as I expected. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the accounts. Oh yeah, definitely I don't have it. Secrets would be here. Integrations, I'll be right there. Quick3 family connection. Okay, no, this is fine. Okay, it works. Okay. Okay, perfect. So family connection test is what I want. Okay, perfect. I'm back. So basically what I wanted to show you was I am going to share with the Workspace API, the test one. So we have this one here. We're going to share this. So that means that this has access to success plan and success plan only. And then what we can do is we can paste in the secret key there. We're going to call this one success plan, which it is success plan. And then the database ID here is going to be our database ID of this page. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this page. So copy link, go here, paste it in, save and test. Let's see what happens. Test the connection. Perfect. And then we can just start playing. So what happens basically now is I'm able to hand in a win inside the success plan, and then I should be able to have it pop up. So let's see if that happens, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share with family. So let's hand it in. Within around a minute, it will actually pop up, and you can see that whether or not it is for your individual view right down here or for your friends view, you'll be able to see your pop up in real time. So let's see if that happens. Don't forget to drink water, guys. Keep yourself hydrated. So after this, we're going to be building two more functionalities or utilities. The first one is going to be building like, okay, oh, see, nice, it popped up. So right here, example account to share to win. And you can also have a new example task. It'll have a nice little GIF to celebrate your win. And then you can close that off and you can see that you have a win today. And today for me is Saturday. You can see that's beautiful, just like that. So very cool, right? Very cool. I'm very happy about that. So it all works. So what you can do, actually, what I'm trying to showcase is you can decide to share, you can decide to show your information with the Notion gallery view, or you can decide to show it inside with the Make More Fun embed views as well. They're both just as nice, and later on we will keep modifying this so that even when we go to the side here, it can look almost exactly like that as well if you want. So really cool stuff coming up. Definitely don't sleep on this. And we're going to close this, and we're going to close this as well so that we have a space for us to move forward. Okay, so we have this all done. We have a pretty simple, I think, dashboard, but I think very powerful one. Again, it fits the needs that I have, which is important, but your needs might be a bit different. So definitely make sure that you're communicating with yourself and your team what exactly you guys need. Now, the most important thing I think now is to figure out one is, now that I have this page, how do the individual team members see their own tasks to be done, and then make sure that they actually can do the things that are meant for them to do. So I think the best way to do that is to create their own personalized dashboard as well, in the sense that you have your own personalized dashboard to see all the things that need to be done, and all the things that, that are handed to you, that are assigned to you in essence, right? And things that you need to go ahead and work on. So the best way to do that, I'm considering, because just to show you, and again, I'm very open about this, right? The way that we currently do our work is we have a daily planning and a make life simple page, which means that you have a page where I'm going to plan out the things I want to do today based on what's the focus is, the goals, the key results, and everything like that. And then I do the tasks at hand. And then I also have the make life simple page, which just basically really focuses on the things I have to do today. I think what I'm going to be doing is making a hybrid of those pages, because I think what's important is actually making sure that we are able to get work done that and not be too complicated, because I think for your personal system, it can be a little bit more in depth, and because you have a lot of things that are on your mind. But for something more corporate or more team focused, I think it might be better to have everything more, how do I say, make everything more fluid and more simple. Okay, let's try that. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a page at the bottom, because I don't really know where else to put it right now. A page at the bottom, and we're going to call this one the management page. Let's just call it management page for now. Later on we can figure out. But basically what we're going to do here, again, more point form notes to show you what I'm thinking. We're going to show a few things in this page. We're going to show components that that users may need to add to their own workspace, because I think every single workspace will be customized in essence. So I'm going to give a basic template for users, right? Components that users may need to add, that's fine. And then we'll also have, let's call this a tool page. So this is a tool page. Basic template for users, components that people need to add. These components will include the areas of competence, the success plan, which breaks down into maybe you're involved on a goal level, key results level, project level, and then task level. And then what we're going to be doing is also, I think that's simple as that, right? Just areas of competence and success plan. Maybe daily tasks, maybe dailies. I think dailies as well might be useful, and then we'll integrate that later on. Okay, cool. So let's start with the basic template for users. And the basic template is going to be another page. So it's going to be a page that they can duplicate. So what I'm going to be calling this is actually very interesting. Should it be a page that you can duplicate, or should it actually be in a database? That's very interesting. I think a database of views wouldn't be bad either. Okay, for now, let's keep it simple. But basically, let's call it personal dashboard. Keep it very, very simple. We're going to do like a smiley face. Let's do a smiley face for your personal dashboard. And then what I want to do is I just want to show you the best practices of how I like to make my dashboard. So the best practices generally is I like to have a timer that kind of indicates to me how much time I'm spending on each task that I have. Again, part of that is now included inside our Make for Fun app, but of course, feel free to use whatever timer you want. But the idea usually is I want to have, well, first of all, I would probably make this a full width page, right? And then now I'm going to show all the different sections that you could have. And I think the best way to do this is probably just to like create empty space. So I'm going to do a code, and I'm going to do empty space in here. So I can at least show like how much space each thing may take up. So the personal dashboard, I might also even add a navigation. So makes it easy for people to go ahead and find what they need to find. At the top here would be our areas of competence. So let's go ahead and put our areas of competence. So areas of competence, it's going to be here probably. And then what we're going to be doing is, I think we also want to put our, let me just think for a second. I think for the sake of making sure we actually know how to place things, I'm going to properly do everything by putting in the items so that we can have proper spacing. But later on, I'm going to take them away because I want to make it clear that these are things that you can customize yourself. So areas of competence would be good there. And then I would also put in something like the, so maybe even make it some color. Nah, a bit too much. And then I also want to check out the, let's see. Okay, let's also check out another part. I think the best thing to do right now is actually just to do point form notes again. So we have our areas of competence. Probably we're probably going to have some sort of success plan, dailies. We're probably going to also want your personal embed, so you can see your own avatar level up. You might want to see how you're doing against your team members as well. Okay, so perfect. So at top, this is navigation and organization. So this will be things like your areas of competence, right? Then on the other side will probably be your team members. So this will be your team members. So you can see how your team members are doing at any time, so you can stay in tune with them. And again, here I'll probably put the other view that I have just so that I know exactly what I'm doing. So management page, home base. Yeah, so I want the team view. Oops, I seem to have lost that. Allow. I'm going to go ahead and go to my player card, copy that because we already have a friends view here. And then we're going to put our team members here just as an example. Team members here will be like this, and then we can have it like this. Perfect. Okay, so these are your team members, and this is how they're doing. So you can see, you can feel that they're with you. And again, a lot of this is actually, you can feel it like a gamified space, right? You have kind of your world map, that's in the navigation. You can see your party members, right? So team members is a very, very apt here, actually, I think. We can have, let's make it, okay, I think if you do colors, we'll have no more time. Success plan and dailies. So dailies is the things that we do every single day. So I would say that I have success plan most important first. Okay, I think dailies might come here. Success plan might come, or the embed might come here, and the success plan is on the bottom. Okay, so success plan breaks into a few things. Again, I won't go too much in depth because I think it's entirely up to everybody how they plan their day and how they do everything. But what I like to do is I like to see my today's quests as an example. So what we have here is these are the things I have to do today, and I can schedule them to different blocks to be done. And then I can schedule them from ready to start to in progress and then eventually hand them in. When I'm hand them in, I want to see that my level has gone up. So I'll probably do some kind of, yeah. So one thing here is that I can also bring this visual view over here. So team members can either be that view or it can be that view. Like I said, that's why there's many ways to show things. You can either do this view or you can do like a table view. It's really entirely up to you. So I think that's a really powerful part of the system. So I'm just gonna put that here for now, just to show you all the different available options. I think the personal embed is powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the personal embed as well. We're going to copy that. And then we're going to go ahead and paste that personal embed here. So the personal embed will probably be like that. And then what we have here is a personal embed. And then what we can do is we can go ahead and put that anywhere we want. So again, you might want that like really up front and center. Maybe you want that together with your today's quest. Like it's really up to you how you want to do things. I might just suggest putting it here so that you can see your recently accomplished stuff. You can see it handed in, and then you can also see perhaps down here all the different things that other people are handing in as well. So I'm just giving you examples. Later on, you can feel free to customize and edit however you want. But the most important thing is that you can see life progression as it goes, and you can also add in your dailies as well if you have daily things to do. But I think it's going to be the job of the organizational leader or manager to be able to create these kind of personalized workspaces, at least the beginnings of them, for anybody who is coming into the organization or coming into the team to do any work with the team. And again, the most important thing is to make sure that everything is communicated and really brought together. So that's one part of it, right? We make the management page, and later on I'll keep all the components that you might need to make your own workspace. But I think the really most important thing is now figuring out how do you add new people to here, because I think that's something that a lot of people have been asking me, and I wanted to create a proper video, or like at least record my rendition of how I would add someone into the workspace. So let me give you an example, right? Let's say this was the finalized workspace, and right now all these things will probably want to add one more filter that says, and collaborator includes your name, so that when someone adds you to it, then immediately it shows up, and this is something that you have to do. So that's one way, right? And of course, we can also add like a space where there's a lot of different tasks to be taken up if you want to take them up, like free tasks that are just hanging in the air. So there's a lot of ways to get this done. But one thing I want to show you is the viewer is how do I add a new user and make sure that that person is credited properly for the task that they complete. So that's a complicated sentence, but I want to show you exactly what I mean. So earlier, when I handed in this task, you see that it was actually attached to your avatar, even though it was tagged to me. Because the way that the system works right now is that I'm going to explain it in two ways. One is going to be in the way for, one is going to be explaining it from a Notion perspective, pure Notion's perspective, and the other way is showing you from a make work fun perspective, which is how we try to make it a lot easier. So, and this is all of the assumption that we're all using the same success plan, by the way. Okay, so let's get started. So right now, why your avatar got this win, right, is because this is tagged to 25-minute task, which is actually tagged to your avatar. You see that? Very simple, just like that. So if I want to tag to any other person, I would need to change it from 25-minute task tag to your avatar to 25-minute task tag to any other user. So let's show you how that works. So I'm going to open up gamification tags, just like so. And I'm going to see that there are a bunch of these, right? So if I want to add a new user, the first thing I can do is I can just duplicate this. So I duplicate 25-minute task. And then now I took away your avatar and Natsu. Natsu is just a pet. We also have a pet system in here. And let's assign it to my friend, just like that. So what we want to do is we also want to denote this with MF, if that makes it easier. And then what we can do here is, what we can see is that this new example task is not to MF, it's just to 25-minute task, right? But what I want to do is I want to create a new task now under this example project, and I'm going to create a new task. So another example. And this one as an example, again, I will do 25-minute collaborator. I'll keep it under me just as an example. Again, still knowledge. But this time I'm going to actually remove the 25-minute task and only add the MF. And by the way, the only reason why I added MF there is because when you duplicate it, all the templates also duplicate it as well. So we also need to clean up a little bit later on. But again, the reference is that now that I add 25-minute task MF, and again, if I hand this in properly, and I hand this in complete, I will see that now I just earned 25 XP. If you don't believe me, I can change this to a 3, and now it's 75. So it's very, very reactive, very, very quick, and it works immediately. Again, that's the beauty of the system that we've created here. But now let's say that we want to add a brand new user. A brand new user, how did they get involved? How did they add it, right? So I'm going to create a brand new user. Again, I'm just going to create new, okay? And then let's call this one, let's pick someone. Let's say Jackie, right? Jackie's in the chat right now. And let's add a cover, any cover that we want. And then we have now a new person, right? So inside gamification tags, again, instead of MF, let's say that this person actually was Jackie, right? So Jackie. And again, you don't have to put Jackie there, but sometimes I just find it easier if you put actually the name there. It's easier to find. So instead of MF, you're going to put now Jackie, just like that. You're going to add Jackie. And then almost immediately, XP earned is already credited. So it's as simple as that. You just add a new person, and then they are already automatically getting XP for anything that's tagged to them. So as you can see, it's all tagged to the tags here to credit the XP. But how do I want to do it if I want to do it by collaborators? And why do I want to do it by collaborators? Let's explain both scenarios. Well, the collaborators way is actually a very easy way, in my opinion, to see exactly who is working on what. Now, this can be useful in two ways. The first way is that what I want to do is I want to go ahead into my personal dashboard and only see the things that are assigned to me. Well, I can just add a filter and say collaborators contains me. So now from now on, every time I look at this view, I'll only be able to see when collaborators includes me. Simple, right? That's very clear, by the way. That's where I believe I'm not showing properly. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. You can see that. Very, very simple. I only show collaborators equals me. So that makes it a very, very clear and very, very easy for me to see exactly, what is on my plate, right? So that's when it's easy. But you can also say the same thing for, but you just have to add, all of the, actually, I can do one quick improvement here. That leads me to think about something. So one improvement here that I can add is I can say that, actually, no, it's a bit tough. Again, because it's a template, it's a bit tough to do. Okay, anyway, so that's why it's useful. Collaborators is useful for that feature and that feature alone. Of course, you can also filter by tags equals yourself, but you just got to add a few tags. I think collaborators having that is easier because one more additional thing makes it really good. What if people are using different success plan databases and still want to compete, right? That was the question that we decided to combat when we felt like a lot of different people were wanting to feel like part of the same party, but obviously they weren't going to share all of their notions together, right? All of their success plans together. Well, that's why we created Make Work Fun, right? Make Work Fun allows you to see how everyone is doing, whether or not they're connected to your database or not, right? You can go to the leaderboard and you can see how everyone is operating, across the entire family. But if you want to compete on a everyone level and you want to take advantage of the Make Work Fun app, one thing that we did was that when you hand in your wins, right? And again, we go back to account and I show you that. When you hand in your wins, you can actually show this. Where am I? Yeah. Success plan. No, I need to refresh this. Yeah, so when I'm actually in here, right, I can actually see that we have our success plan here. But if I'm sharing this database with other users, in this case of what we showed before, we can say that and we can add our own user ID so that when we are able to hand in a win, again, it's not based on the gamification tags anymore, but rather based on the person that's been assigned to it. Actually, the person that should get the win will be assigned accordingly and not just anybody in the workspace. So I think that's a very, very good distinguisher, right? Because that helps you be able to connect everything on two levels, right? If it's pure Notion, you connect only by tags. And if it's through the Micro Fund, you can actually connect by collaborator. And that already makes things very, very simple. It cleans up everything and it makes it super easy for you to be able to move forward and enjoy your experience with a gamified workspace. So let's go back and let's see if we accomplish everything we set out to accomplish today. So we created a dashboard called the home base. We have full integration of the leaderboard now. On top of that, we've even also created our own personal workspaces for each individual when they come in. Oh, and by the way, in case, again, not everyone might know this, but if someone comes in, you have to share this page with them. You can either add them as a collaborator inside the workspace itself, or you can add them as a guest. And what happens is that every time a new player comes in, you can just duplicate this page for them and then give them all the components they need to start off their own workspace, and then they can populate it from there, which makes it really, really beautiful, I think, as a way to manage everything that's happening inside your team. And then finally, adding new team members, as you guys saw, was so easy, right? All you have to do is just add a new page and then connect all those things, and then you're done. So hopefully that gave you guys a lot to think about in the essence of how to create your own gamified workspace for your team members. Again, it's all work in progress, so definitely let me know if you have any improvements you'd like to make. We can add it in, and what we're actually going to be doing is offering this template to people within the toolbox within probably a few days to a week. So if you feel like all this was a bit complicated to build, you want to save the time, which I understand, let me build it for you and I'll share it with you, and then you can have it for yourself as well. Aside from that, that's really it for me. Thanks guys so much for watching. Really appreciate interacting with you guys here today and teaching everybody something new and just exploring the depths of what, systems can do for us to improve our lives and make life a little bit better. With that in mind, please take care. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend and take care.